Eala on her learning experience in Indian Wells. I do leave with happiness. Eala admits she would not classify her defeat to Linda Noskova at the Indian Wells Open as a positive experience, but the Filipina is confident it will help her to grow as a player. After the highs of reaching the fourth round of her debut at the California tournament on the back of fourth-seeded Coco Gauff's retirement, the 20-year-old suffered a two-set defeat as she was blown away by the 14th-seeded Noskova with the Czech winning 6-2, 6-0. I do leave with happiness, Eala said. I think tomorrow I'll be a bit happier than I am now. Of course, the initial feelings after the match are a tough pill to swallow, but I'm in the fourth round of Indian Wells. I'm really happy about that. It's still something I'm really proud of. And I wish it could have ended under different circumstances, but it is what it is and there will be a next time for sure. World number 32 Eala started her campaign with a 3-set win over Diana Yastremska and was leading Gauff 6-2, 2-0 when the American retired with an arm injury. Eala News. Eala set for cash windfall as sponsors clamor to cash in on her huge popularity. Eala gets glowing tribute from former British number 1 as expectations rise. But she was no match for Noskova as the 21-year-old attacked her serve as she broke 5 times across the 2 sets to wrap up the win in under an hour. I think my experiences here and my matches here have really meant a lot for me, the Filipino youngster said. I think I've been able to bring out a certain level and dig really deep in all circumstances, even tonight. It's a learning experience for me. It means a lot to have these experiences, even though I wouldn't consider today's match a positive experience for me, but down the line I believe it will have a positive impact on my progression as a player. One of the positives from the Indian Wells Open is a new career high as she is set to climb 4 places to number 28. Up next is the Miami Open and she has fond memories of the Florida tournament as she reached the semifinal 12 months ago, beating Grand Slam winners Yelena Ostapenko, Madison Keys and Iga Swiatek en route to the last 4. Back in 2025, Eala was ranked outside the top 100 but her run in Miami helped her to surge into number 75 as she became the first Filipina to break into the top 100. I can't speak for the future and what will actually happen when I arrive in Miami, she said. Miami last year was a beautiful time for me and it was the start of all of this, but since then I've achieved a lot as well. Popular on Tennis 365. I've grown a lot and I've had so many good matches, so many tough losses, so much experience since then. And that's helped me build confidence, self-esteem, and I know that I belong here. So it doesn't matter if I win the tournament in Miami or if I lose in the first round, I know I'm here and I'm here to stay. Learning in the desert. Eala's Indian Wells journey. The desert air of Indian Wells Tennis Garden carries a special kind of energy. It is where champions refine their craft and young players confront the enormous gap between potential and greatness. For Eala, the 18-year-old Filipino tennis prodigy, Indian Wells became a place not of disappointment, but of discovery. The scorelines may eventually fade from memory, but the lessons linger. The weight of opportunity. Walking through the gates of Indian Wells, Eala felt the familiar mixture of excitement and pressure. The tournament, often called the 5th Grand Slam, hosts many of the biggest stars in tennis. Players she once watched on television were now warming up on neighboring courts. For a rising player like Eala, moments like this can feel surreal. She had trained for years for opportunities like this. Her journey had taken her from Manila to the renowned Rafael Nadal Academy, where she sharpened her technique and mental toughness under the philosophy of Rafael Nadal. Discipline, patience, and humility were constant lessons there. Indian Wells would test whether those lessons had truly taken root. More than a match. Professional tennis is unforgiving. The margins are thin. The pace is relentless. One bad service game or a momentary lapse in focus can decide an entire match. Eala entered the tournament with determination, aware that every match against experienced opponents was a valuable opportunity. She faced players who had spent years navigating the WTA Tour, players who understood how to control momentum and exploit small weaknesses. In those moments, Eala discovered something important. Talent opens doors, but experience teaches you how to stay inside the room. Her opponent's consistency, shot selection, and court awareness forced Eala to adapt quickly. She had to think not only about executing her own game but also about responding to the rhythm of a seasoned competitor. Each rally became a mini lesson. The classroom of competition. Indian Wells is famous for its slow courts and swirling desert winds. These conditions challenge players to remain patient and tactically sharp. For Eala, adjusting to those elements was part of the learning curve. Her aggressive left-handed ground strokes, one of her greatest weapons, sometimes required subtle adjustments to maintain accuracy in the windy conditions. Matches like these reveal the complexity of professional tennis. It's not only about hitting powerful shots, it's about reading the game like a puzzle that constantly changes. In between points, Eala's mind worked rapidly. Should she attack the backhand more? Should she approach the net earlier? Should she extend rallies to draw errors? These decisions, often made in seconds, are what separate promising talents from complete players. Emotional growth. After the match ended, Eala stood at the net, shaking hands with quiet respect. Win or lose, tennis demands grace in the face of intense competition. Later, reflecting on the experience, she expressed a sentiment that revealed her maturity. "I do leave with happiness," she said. To outsiders, that statement might sound surprising. Athletes are often defined by wins and losses. Yet Eala understood something deeper. Improvement sometimes hides behind defeat. Her happiness did not come from the result but from the knowledge that she had stepped onto a bigger stage and held her own. She had learned how high the bar truly was, and that realization fueled her determination. Standing among giants. One of the most inspiring aspects of Indian Wells is the environment itself. The tournament draws elite athletes from across the world, creating a unique atmosphere where rising players share space with champions. For Eala, simply being part of that ecosystem was motivating. During practice sessions, she could observe the routines of top professionals, the way they warmed up, the way they communicated with coaches, the precision of their drills. These small observations are often the hidden curriculum of professional sport. Watching how veterans prepare mentally before stepping onto the court gave Eala a clearer picture of what it takes to compete at the highest level. The Filipino dream. Back home in the Philippines, tennis fans follow Eala's journey with pride. She has become one of the most promising athletes in the country's tennis history. Her junior achievements, particularly her success in Grand Slam junior tournaments, raised expectations early in her career. But Tran,